Hello, bonjour. I am Wifey here. uh, and why am I here? It has been years since my husband has begged me to do a video, and I finally caved in. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about our trip to France. The first question is, why am I or why are we in France? So really, I have always wanted to spend time in France. I studied French when I was a kid in high school, and I visited a little bit, but you know, mostly a week or two, and you go to Paris and you see the Eiffel Tower and whatever. But I had always wanted to do more of like a exchange program, and it just wasn't in the cards for me. So now that I'm an adult, it's never too late. I am doing that. So we're here in France for a few months, and I'm spending a lot of time immersing myself in the culture, but also going to language school with a lot of high schoolers and college students, as it were. So very jealous that they're already getting to do it, but as I said, never too late. All right, question 2. What are my first impressions of France? Not exactly a first impression because I have been here, but I haven't been to the south of France before. On the plus side, the south of France really feels like California for me. I was really surprised by that. There's palm trees and there's sun and it's just beautiful, and people go to the beach, and you know, it's just it's a paradise, really. On the bad side, again, something I've observed before, but again, really observing here is people like to let their dog shit in the streets. It's just a thing. My French teacher explained that it actually used to be worse, and they've been doing re-education programs for people so that people will pick up after their dogs. But you know, there's nothing like, oh, I'm in France, and you know, the wine and the baguettes and everything, and then there's a big pile of shit. So it really is kind of a problem here, but hopefully that will get better. Question 3 is, what is my most interesting experience so far? I've definitely had tons of interesting experiences so far, and it's hard to pick one. But a little moment I'll call out is we went to a little bistro, and we finished our meal, and at the end of the meal, the man who was sitting next to us started talking to us. It was an older gentleman. He was there on his own, you know, having his lunch, and he was really, really nice. It actually started that, well, shit. Ran out of ice. And the gentleman offered, you know, to give him some more ice. It's a hot day, we need ice. And then he started talking to us a little bit, and he actually really tried to speak in English. His English was probably as good as my French, frankly, but we had kind of a conversation between the two, and it was really a reflection on the culture here in France and the differences between France and the United States, and it was really quite lovely. So that's the end of the main questions. I've been told if we have more time that I can continue. Hubby says to continue, so I'll do that. So question 4, what do I miss about home? If anything, what I miss most is my cat, of course. Anyone who knows me would guess this. My cat is very important to me. He's, you know, my little buddy. He's my shadow. And, you know, we're very fortunate that my dad is taking care of the cat while we're here, and I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I miss him dearly, and I feel like I have phantom cat experiences where I think I hear the cat, or I think he's jumping up on the bed, and I don't know. It was just the wind. So yeah, I definitely miss my cat. And I guess I'll do the last bonus question, which is, what aspects of French life would I want America to emulate? Definitely, for sure, it's public transportation. Really, it's hands down. This is like the #1 thing that I say when I get similar kinds of questions. You know, in the United States, you have to drive everywhere. You have to drive, you have to have a car. Maybe if you live in New York or Chicago, but you know, most parts of the country, you have to have a car. It's very difficult to walk. Here, I just don't need a car. It's so easy to just walk around. I don't even need public transportation, frankly, because the cities seem much more oriented around that kind of live, work, play, all in the same place. So, for example, you'll see on the street, there's buildings where the boulangerie or whatever is on the ground floor, and then people live above. So there's enough room for all of it. And if I do need to go further, you know, I can take the tram, I can take the train. It's very cheap, it's very easy, and yeah, who needs a car? All right, so I think we're at the end here. Thank you for your time, and vive la France!